Micah Parsons finds himself at a crossroads where his status as a two-time All-Pro edge rusher collides with the rigid architecture of NFL contract rules, and the outcome could redefine leverage for star players league-wide. Enter the so-called playoff loophole. Under the collective bargaining agreement, a player's contractual obligations expire at the end of the regular season. In effect, a holdout that begins the moment the playoffs start carries no fines or disciplinary measures. Imagine this scenario. The Cowboys surge to a top-seeded playoff berth on the strength of Parsons' relentless pressure. Say he delivers another 15 sacks and anchors a defense that ranks in the top 5 against the pass. As the postseason brackets lock in and the locker room balloons with Super Bowl aspirations, Parsons quietly packs up his gear and doesn't report to the wild card game. Under the current rules, the Cowboys can't fine him for any regular season games he's already played, and postseason absence carries no monetary penalty. They would be deprived of their defensive cornerstone at the moment when every down becomes a war, and the only leverage Dallas holds is a threat to void future work visas or risk public relations blowback, but no direct contractual recourse. For Jerry Jones, who's weathered every kind of contract tempest since the Emmitt Smith days, this represents an unprecedented curveball. All previous holdouts, Smith's in 1993, Zach Martin's in 2016, even Dak Prescott's franchise tag drama, occurred in the offseason or preseason. Those situations allowed Jones to wield financial penalties, practice fines, and the specter of sitting out ad infinitum. None carried the suds-off protection that the playoff loophole affords. Parsons' pivot to trading or threatening to skip the postseason dramatically reshapes the negotiation timeline. In a normal offseason brawl, Dallas could drag talks into July or August, evaluate health reports, assess positional depth, and then strike a deal on their terms. With the loophole in play, Parsons can essentially say, "I'll deliver everything you need through week 18, then I'm off the clock." That compels the Cowboys either to ante up a 9-figure guarantee before the final whistle in Miami, or risk losing their defensive linchpin at the most critical juncture. From Parsons' perspective, this is a rational extension of his negotiating leverage. In his first 4 seasons, he has outproduced peers like TJ Watt and Myles Garrett in sacks, pressures, and pass rush grade. He enters year 5 under a 5th-year option, vastly underpaying his market value. By invoking the playoff loophole, he forces a high-stakes decision: pay up now or watch the roster recalibrate without him when the lights shine brightest. Dallas's responses are limited. They could preemptively franchise tag him again, but that tag only applies to the regular season as well. When the calendar flips to January, Parsons' tag evaporates, leaving him free to sign elsewhere or sit out. The Cowboys could try to rework the CBA to impose postseason fines, but that's a lobby-intensive year-long process with no guarantee of success. Instead, the most viable path is to negotiate a 4 or 5-year extension by mid-December, locking in Parsons with a contract structure that satisfies his demand for guaranteed money and neutralizes the loophole threat. For Jones, that means lacing up his old playbook and adding an NFL X factor. He can publicly downplay the threat, don't lose any sleep, he told fans, while quietly accelerating talks with David Mulugeta. He might offer a front-loaded contract, an immediate signing bonus of $40 million, year 1 fully guaranteed salary, and minimal offset language, so that if Parsons declines to report in the playoffs, the Cowboys can recoup a prorated portion of the bonus. Alternatively, they could insert a loyalty incentive, a multi-million-dollar payoff, triggered only after playing in and winning postseason games, which preserves cap flexibility and ensures Parsons' participation when it matters most. Of course, Parsons would push back on offset language, considering it counter to his demand for security. He could countermand with a no-void clause, guaranteeing all salaries through the postseason, and a moratorium on franchise tags beyond a set date, effectively limiting Dallas's leverage in 2028 and 2029. From here on out, every date on the calendar carries weight. The moment he signs or declines an offer, the optics shift dramatically. Signing before December 15 signals commitment. Delaying past Week 17 telegraphs desperation. Holding out into Week 18 confirms the loophole gambit. What unfolds over the next 6 weeks will set a template for star contracts in a post-CBA era. If Parsons forces a payout under threat of postseason walkout, future All-Pros may replicate the strategy, extracting maximum guarantees before the playoffs. Conversely, if Dallas neutralizes the lag time with innovative bonuses or creative escrow arrangements, other franchises may follow suit, erecting guardrails around the loophole. Either way, Cowboys fans and NFL analysts alike should brace for a contract theater unlike any they've seen before. The game on the field remains vital. After all, Parsons must still sack 1,000 quarterbacks to cement his legacy, but the playmaking now shifts to boardrooms, text chains with agents, and the arcane clauses of a billion-dollar sport. And in this arena, leverage is king. Deadlines are absolute, and the final down isn't on Sunday. It's whenever the index card of the playoff schedule flips to January worse. Micah Parsons' playoff loophole, forcing Dallas's hand. As Micah Parsons' contract saga with the Cowboys drags into training camp, one especially potent and ruthless option lies in his back pocket, the NFL's postseason exit clause. Here's how Parsons could leverage it to secure the extension he's earned. 1. The fifth-year option and postseason freedom. Current status: Parsons is playing on his fifth-year option in 2025, set to earn a cap-friendly $24 million. Key loophole: under the collective bargaining agreement, once the regular season ends, Parsons' contractual obligations dissolve. He is not required to play or even dress for any playoff contests without facing fines or team-imposed discipline. 2. Trade request falls flat. Now what? Public rift. Frustrated by behind-closed-doors talks and Jerry Jones negotiating without his agent, Parsons formally asked for a trade. Dallas response: Jerry Jones remains unshaken. Don't lose any sleep over it, he told fans, insisting this is just negotiation. No trade calls have reportedly come close to matching Parsons' value. 3. The playoff ultimatum, what Florio proposed. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk explains the next move. Parsons could publicly declare he'll suit up for weeks 1 to 18 to help Dallas make the playoffs, but he will refuse to participate in any postseason game unless his long overdue extension is finalized. Leverage point: that stance would leave the Cowboys with a stark choice. 1. Extend Parsons immediately on record-shattering terms, rumored to approach $40 million plus per year, rivaling TJ Watt's $41 million AAV. 2. Risk a playoff run without him, severely weakening their defense in must-win games and potentially costing them a postseason berth. 4. Precedent and pressure. Rarity. While holdouts and franchise tags are common, outright playoff boycotts are nearly unheard of, especially by a superstar still under contract. What's at stake for Dallas? A defense featuring Parsons is the backbone of a team determined to chase its first Super Bowl in nearly 3 decades. Losing him in January could derail their championship aspirations and fan goodwill. 5. What comes next? Countdown clock. Dallas plays its final regular season game on January 4th. Parsons must decide, play all 18, then negotiate in February, or trigger the loophole in Week 19.